"I know," said the first, more quickly than usual. "So what?" said the second. "Know what? You know so what? Know what? Now what? What now? Know how? Why now?" Charlie switched them off, staring as the fan slowed to a stop. That didn't make sense. There was something unnerving about their exchange. It was faster than it had ever been, and it was nonsensical, but there was something about it that rang familiar. It struck her. "Were you playing a game?" she asked. They couldn't answer, and just stared blankly into each other's eyes. Five Nights at Freddy's The Twisted Ones. Geez, and I thought last week's title was a mouthful. It's a 2017 book written by Scott Cawthon and Kara Bree Weirsley, the sequel to the #1 New York Times best-selling, like that actually means anything, Five Nights at Freddy's The Silver Eyes, and based on the massively successful series of indie horror games of the same name, with a storyline that at this point I just gave up in trying to understand. Which is sad because I was into the lore of the games. I was there watching the Let's Plays, seeing the theories, working to come up with my own. But at this point, it feels Cawthon has gone so far out of the way to convolute his own story that even he doesn't want to make any more games about it. As far as we know, he could just be trolling us again so he can surprise us, but it's very possible he just got tired trying to one-up himself to feed demand. Neither answer would surprise me. Anyway, I talked about The Silver Eyes last year and was not a fan of it. My critiques of the book were that the pacing was weak, the characters were flat, and the story never really said anything interesting or different, which some people really didn't like. I think of all my videos, The Silver Eyes had the most vocal opposition to my critiques, which I'm fine with. I'm always open to hear other sides when it comes to books. And here's the thing, I think The Twisted Ones is a technically better book. Technically. The key word for this is consolidation. The Twisted One consolidates a lot, from the cast of characters, the plot, to even the page numbers. Apparently, a lot of people joked about how having a book nearly 200 pages shorter is actually a good thing. Then again, I can see why. So, what is the story even about? It's been a year since The Silver Eyes. Everyone learned the restaurant co-owner, William Afton, is the murderer of the 5 missing kids, and Charlie's twin brother Sammy, that the ghosts of the kids now live in the animatronics, and Charlie killed William by unleashing the spring locks in the golden body suit William was wearing. Charlie is now going to college near Hurricane, living with her friend Jessica, and taking classes on robotics. The reason why she came back is she feels there's a lot of unfinished business between her and her father's work. I want to see the house again. There's still so much I don't understand. It just feels important. But one of the things she's not telling is since she turned 18, she has been having nightmares about her twin Sammy and how he seems to be calling for her to do something. I have these dreams where I can feel him on the other side of something, like he's so close to me, but he's stuck somewhere, like he's in a box. Or I'm in a box. I can't tell. But all of that is more or less to get Charlie back into the setting, because shortly after going to college, she is called by Police Chief Clay Burke, the only authority figure to see for himself what happened at Freddy's last year, to come with him to see a dead body. His whole body was drenched red with blood. His clothes were torn, almost shredded, and through the holes, Charlie thought she could see ripped up skin, some bone, and other things she couldn't identify. But Clay called Charlie, cause from the looks of it, the body died from a very familiar set of spring locks. It was one of them, Charlie said, looking up at Clay for the first time since they reached the body. He must have been wearing one of the costumes. It's the only way he could end up like this. But, Charlie paused and scanned the field again. Where's the suit? And the mystery thickens when Clay reveals they haven't found William Afton's body. He survived once, Clay said plainly. Well, he didn't survive the second time. Could William Afton still be alive? Is he killing people using the suits? And if so, how? And why? That's the main plot of the book. People are being killed by some animatronics, and Charlie and friends need to figure out who or what is killing them. Along the way, they figure out some new revelations, new robots, and new horrors, which I actually enjoyed for the most part. The first half of the book has a few flaws, but I like the premise and setup and was pretty much on board with it. A good little mystery that feels much more different and distinct within the FNAF franchise. But there are several moments that are just silly or downright stupid. My favorite one has to be early on when Charlie and Jessica go to the Gutted Freddy's restaurant to look for William Afton's body, find it in all its decayed, crushed, crusty mess, which is to make us think that something new and different is attacking people. But what do Charlie and Jessica do after finding a dead body? Did you still want to do some shopping? Girl, you just found a dead body! Call the police! But they don't. And they even leave the body where they found it. No, really, that happens, and there's a reason why they do that. You want to know why? We will have to go into spoilers, and trust me, it's the reason why, as much fun as I had with the first half, the ending reminded me why I don't like these books at all. You ready? Okay, so the culprit of the book turns out to be, drum roll please, William Afton! Turns out he's not dead, or maybe he's undead, but it was all a red herring because it turns out he's been killing people with a series of mysterious robots that were hiding in Charlie's father's house, but were unleashed when a storm hit town. They were created by Afton, and he's been controlling them because he's now somehow fused with the golden bodysuit and wants to be called Springtrap, and that means he can wirelessly control them because... It's poorly explained and makes no sense, but he uses these twisted ones, ooh son, that's a name drop, to capture Charlie to take her to a secret Freddy location that's under her house, where he reveals that he didn't kidnap Sammy, but Charlie... Okay, that doesn't explain anything. Then the OG robots come to fight the Twisted Ones, the secret location is about to collapse, Springtrap escapes, Charlie and the gang try to escape, but Charlie gets captured by a Twisted Freddy which kills her. Yes, the main character in the book dies. The rest escape, but not to Charlie's kind of sort of boyfriend John. Oh yeah, there was this whole romantic subplot between Charlie and John, but Charlie really seemed not at all interested, so I wasn't that interested. Anyway, John sees what looks to be Charlie's mysterious Aunt Jen, which, why? But then the book ends with everyone mourning her till they see who else but Charlie walking towards them, and John ending the book with the ominous line, "That's not Charlie." So after I finished this book, I started to wonder why they made me disinterested in the FNAF franchise. And I have a theory. Carlton says he wrote these books to give a human element that the games haven't done in the past. And honestly, the more I think about it, I believe I have gotten tired of FNAF lore because Carlton has been adding a human element, or should I say, a character element. Let me ask you, what is the story of FNAF? If you ask me, the story of FNAF is figuring out the story of FNAF. While the games were horror, the lore felt like a mystery. Like we were given a case file that has been cut up and spread out over years, and it was our job, like a detective, to figure them out. We weren't given really characters. The closest we got was the Purple Man and the animatronics. No, really. Think about it. In the old games, we were just given events, and it was our job to figure out how they all fit together, to reveal the horrors that happened on the Freddy's, but also how the lives taken were able to find peace. But then things got weird, where all of a sudden the first 4 games were all a dream by a little boy, who may or may not be Purple Man's son, but were also events that happened, so while he was dreaming, he was also time traveling? Then you got FNAF World, which is a meta take on the games, then Sister Location that seems to pick up in the real world, then the books, which seem to be both related to the games yet are different, so there are multiple timelines and multiple Freddys. A Crisis of Infinite Freddys, oh my god. Do you remember when the Bite of 87 was considered a touchstone of FNAF lore? Those were the days. Why are there so many timelines for FNAF? Why did we need to know all these characters that had no importance in previous games? If the books are their own standalone story, why do they reference so much about the games that you wonder if everything was supposed to be part of one timeline, but Scott never really thought it through? It's a paradox. A Gordian knot that I don't know if you can untangle. You need to know the games to understand what is happening in the books, and if you know the games, you won't find too much you don't already know. We know the Twisted Ones are the robots from Sister Location, and that the Secret Freddy's is the Sister Location, or another Sister Location. If you follow the lore and theories, the books actually don't add or bring much. Sure, we may have a name to Purple Guy, but does that really justify these books' existence? I mean, the reason I got into FNAF was because I felt like a detective figuring out a mystery, but now the franchise has moved into a weird family supernatural soap opera. Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our Springlocks. Really, if you ask me why I don't like these books, I just have to ask, why? Why do these exist? What do they add to the story? Why should I care? I don't know. I don't know why we need to know about the families behind Freddy's, or the tragic backstory of people we don't know, or how you could say that these books stand alone, even though they basically happen after the events of most of the games. I don't know why we need to care about Charlie, or the fact you're most likely building up she's been a robot this whole time. Yeah, the book tries to foreshadow by beating you over the head that something is off with Charlie, and if what I say is true, I won't be shocked. FNAF was a good game series that had a simple mystery for us to figure out. The FNAF books are a family drama that adds nothing but a backstory that ruins any of the mystery that we would have been better off not knowing. If you like the book, good for you. I'm happy you have something you enjoyed, and feel free to let me know why you liked it. But for me, these books are a waste of time, and show me why FNAF just can't tell a good character story. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. What do you guys think? Was The Twisted Ones good or bad? And do you think the series has gotten too complicated for its own good? Let me know in the comments and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Now we are going to move towards my new format. What I'm going to do now is make each month a theme month, but on different general subjects. The first of which is Author Month, taking a look at an author's body of work, and we're starting off by looking at Richard Adams, someone I've wanted to talk about for a while by starting off with his legendary first book, Watership Down. Till next time, fellow bookworms, like, share, and discuss, and have a nice day.